Hickey on his left. Snap comes back. He has time. Throws to the middle of the field. Incomplete. Intercepted.
I will make a partial excuse. The amount of pressure they have to score every drive now, that has to affect you to some degree. That has to. That pick he threw in the sun, the overthrow, at that point in the game in my notes, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to blast him. Like, he's trying to make a play. They're getting worked. They're getting destroyed. That is starting to creep over to the first half now of having to score and play keep up because Mike Zimmer's defense is so wretched. So maybe we will do.
Yeah.
We'll order the blame maybe at 8 o'clock.
I mean, it's hard to get, to me, it's hard to get any blame beyond tackling, the desire. Because that's what tackling is. Tackling is a lot of I
haven't heard one person talk about the offensive line either. He got battered. He got battered yesterday.
That's what McCarthy pointed to post-game. McCarthy was more on the offensive. He's like, yeah, Dak's got to be better, but he was like, Dak was throwing from his heels the entire game.
It's tough to do anything when you don't win the trenches. It really is tough to win the football game.
He was pressured on 9 of 15 dropbacks. It ended up being 16 pressures, 4 sacks, and 2 takeaways. Back to the Odyssey app, Aiden.
Next up, we have Willie in Dallas on the Odyssey app.
When y'all gonna grow some
Whoa,
balls?
Willie.
Willie Nilly.
Not Will Chambers.
Oh, he's talking about balls too.
When y'all gonna grow some balls and tell Jerry, say the fans been watching him for 30 years. He hasn't done nothing. Listen, y'all, every day, somebody needs to tell him he sucks as a GM.
I think he dropped the F-bomb.
I think he
I
did.
think it was very faint.
It was very faint. But it still was.
It still was there.
Willie could be cussing on the Odyssey app.
I do believe Willie's a smoker.
I'm not falling for that today though. The real questions, dial them out. Real questions. I'm not falling for it.
Like, somebody needs to tell Jerry he's not a good GM. You think Jerry has literally never heard that? I think Jerry's been listening to that for 30 years, and that's part of why he is driven the way he is to, it's got to be my way.
Oh, absolutely.
I got to show them that they're wrong.
The more we say that he's not the right GM, the stronger his resolve to maintain.
You want him to then stop
Man,
talking,
you know
stop
what?
bringing up to him what
Jerry,
a
I
bad
think you're
GM.
the best GM in the world. I think you should. I think you're so good.
Yeah.
You should actually let somebody else do this just so they can show that they're not as good as you.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving.
It started down as it's not the players for me. Cowboys fans need to stop bashing them. It was the coaching. When Mike McCarthy tries to be as aggressive as Campbell to go for it in the second quarter on your own 50, you're doing too much. You need to punt the ball. They're lucky we got Aubrey. Obviously, only 9 points.
That wasn't trickery, B. That was desperation.
Yes. It was the second quarter, if I'm correct.
It was second. It was early second quarter, down 20-3. They were on their 38. It was 4th and 2.
I don't know. Analytics say punt, and let's let our defense do work. We didn't give a chance. But other than that, you can't match the other coach on the other side. You saw how aggressive he was with the trickery, which is kind of embarrassing for us because he knew what he was doing. But I don't want to get too far into it. Don't want to waste any of time.
Hello.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you guys?
We're okay.
Good. Man, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Long-time solo, first-time caller. I definitely want to say that being 25, living in the Metroplex, we've always been constantly let down over the years. And, last night's showing really wasn't anything that we're not used to. The big E word for the week is going to be embarrassment. I think, to piggyback on the last caller, is truly trying to understand where we've come from as a team. We used to be a powerhouse team in the 90s, but
It's old news.
It's had a detrimental downfall, and I can't really agree to be and constantly continue to be a representation of what the Cowboys should be, but I'm glad to see what you guys are doing, constantly bringing good content to the Metroplex, and man, I'm at a loss of words on the Dallas Cowboys right now.
I hear silence. I don't like that sound.
East Coast on the Odyssey app.
I'm just calling to say, man, that honestly, this is ridiculous what's going on. Day in and day out, just trying to follow the Cowboys and dealing with this headache. As a fan, this distant, and dealing with New York fans nearby and whatnot, it's just ridiculous having to see a team like ours that last year was so talented and just lacked motivation, lacked true leadership. There's not one leader in the entire organization. I don't care what anyone says. Dak is not a leader. I don't care what anyone says. Micah, he can try. He's not a real leader. These guys, they need to just honestly start from the beginning again. I know it's too late. We gave Dak the contract. We gave CD the contract. At this point, I'm okay with trading Micah, seeing what we can get from him, and just, just start from scratch. This is ridiculous, honestly.
I don't hate the last thing he said.